maybe
a great question by me.
It was a great question, and really well said too.
I'm articulate and not very wordy.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't accuse you of that at all. So 5-6 years ago, climbing was probably regarded as more of a small niche sport. And with getting into the Olympics, with the movie Free Solo, with the movie Dawn Wall, I think a lot of people got exposed to climbing for the first time. When we started the business, I think there were about 150 climbing gyms in the U.S., and now we're getting close to like 500 commercial facilities.
That's what's up.
Most colleges and universities have a gym. Rec centers are starting to put them in. I mean, heck, even high schools and grade schools are starting to put them in.
It's a great workout for kids, too.
Yeah.
If you have them at least. Yeah. And you learn a little bit of, like, teamwork.
Perseverance,
It's a
fear.
mental thing and it's physical,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I didn't realize that it was growing to a clip of that size. That's fantastic because you would think it's great for the outdoor communities and people that do like knolls and shit like that. But like people that come from Mississippi and middle and lower class, communities around the country, rock climbing is either not readily accessible or a readily thought of activity outside of just casual tomfoolery as an 8-year-old, which everyone enjoyed doing. So giving an outlet to people that maybe otherwise wouldn't have one, it's a fantastic idea and I fucking love it.
And it could take some money to get into it too.
Yeah,
it's one of those sports as well.
It's not as bad as golf, but you still have to have some of the tools
and
like a way to get to point A to point B. There's obstacles in the way, but y'all seem to mitigate those very well.
We try.
Yeah,
that's what sucks when you grow up. You realize like sports cost money. Like when I was a kid, I was just like, oh, new pair of cleats, new pair of shoes, cool. But then like when you have to buy that shit by yourself, like hey, I want to get into skiing.
A new 60-degree iron.
$2,000.
Yep.
Yeah, but climbing, I mean, you need chalk, shoes, maybe rope, maybe not.
Rope. I mean,
depends on how you want to go.
Just access to understanding how that does, like the ropes and belay devices work.
Right.
Being able to have somebody to show you how to be safe on the wall or how to use pads and
tie knots.
Yeah, or just even getting into the mountains if you're going out there. That's up front. You're paying for the gas, and it's a whole day, and you got to know where the hike is. And
so if somebody wants to get in that conversation, like let's say somebody that's listening to this podcast, like, fuck, I want to try rock climbing. I got nothing to do this weekend, and it's seemingly something you can do with a little sativa. Shout out to our friends over at Shop Callie's. How does someone get into that scene? How does someone try it out? Like, is y'all's gym great for beginners? Because I don't want to go stand next to y'all while y'all like one arm grappling the fucking roof. It's similar to like starting a diet or something along those lines. How does someone break into the scene?
Oh, there's gyms all over the place. So if you just search for climbing gym in your area, they have like intro to climbing classes. If you show up, usually like someone will just kind of show you the ropes.
So I can just walk in with a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and be like, let's go.
They'll take care of all of it.
Really?
Yeah. Just save the sativa for afterwards.
Really?
Yeah. You want a little hand-eye coordination.
I think you're underestimating how delicious the cannabis is in today's day and age. Well, this is a follow-up question to if you're getting started, but these are more questions a little bit about y'all and who's the better climber. Obviously, we know from previous competitions, but at the same time, let's talk a little bit about favorite places, coolest places it's taken y'all, things along those lines. Have we done El Capitan? Things like that. Is that the mountain, or is that the rock face? That
yeah.
Those are questions that I think a lot of people want to know as y'all are semi-professional climbers.
No.
Oh, no.
Favorite place to climb in Colorado?
Up at Mount Evans, there's a bunch of boulder fields around Mount Evans. There's an area called Lincoln Lake. It's like around 12,000 feet. Beautiful area. Yeah, that's my favorite.
So,
are y'all are those lined? Like, are those routed climbs, or
they have that there? I'm mostly into the bouldering, which is like you climb like a big rock that's maybe 12 feet tall to like maybe the size of a house,
right?
And it's like more focused on the technical aspect of climbing, like technical difficulty. You just use crash pads, which are like foam pads on the ground that you fall on, no ropes or anything like that.
Yeah,
chalk and shoes, and
so you go raw dog. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, for the most part.
Do you raw dog as well?
Raw dog down at the snake pits.
Jeez, the pits, the boulders,
the packs on your back as you walk in. Yeah, I've seen.
I always thought those were libido mats that they were going out there to get some outdoor adventures. Turns out, totally different vibe. Yeah.
For top rope or sport, I really dig Clear Creek Canyon. You're climbing right along the creek, and it's just killer beautiful.
Where is that?
Beautiful. Basically, the canyon that leads into Golden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you can literally just do this in our backyard.
Yeah.
But let's give a little bit of a PSA. Y'all tell us little nightmare stories. People want to know, have you ever gotten hung up out there? Have you fallen really far or fallen hard like Matthew McConaughey and failure to launch? You know what I'm talking about? If you don't, then that's your own fault. I'm a rom-com specialist. Do we have any horror stories of climbing with friends or sleeping on the side of a mountain?
No, I mean, there's definitely been some like trapped under some boulders in a thunderstorm.
127-hour thing?
No, nothing that extreme.
James Franco.
I think my worst was a friend of mine fell off the top of a boulder and landed on his now wife's leg, and we had to like carry her out a couple miles. That was probably like our gnarliest story, but for the most part, we try and pay attention to the weather and
so
keep
weather
it less
is your
epic.
biggest deterrent / obstacle in that instance, or is it,
When the weather's good, it's great. When
Really?
the weather's not, you'd better off going to drink beer.
So, what's y'all's skill level here? Would y'all say y'all like 9 out of 10s, or y'all like 7s? Like
a
6?
Soft six.
I don't know. All the kids are getting
That's
so
hard to
good.
say.
Like
Yeah.
a while
The
ago,
bar
maybe
is
I was
getting set
like
even
maybe
higher.
above
Rounds are
5.
insane.
I'm probably below 5.
Yeah.
It's not
But
your
it's
fault.
still
It's the moose
fun.
arms.
Oh, yeah. If you're having a
the
good
moose
time, then
shoulders.
you're the best climber, you know.
Favorite climbing movie?
Favorite climbing movie?
Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I was going to say. I knew you'd know that one. Those real rocks are pretty rad.
Like the real like live action kind of.
It's like a series of movies.
Like a
Real
Warren Miller
rock.
film?
Yeah, similar.
I like the old, like, the grungy ones that it's just like a bunch of dudes, like, filming each other and they come back and
If you
edit
like
it
that,
and-
you should see our
know
other
what I
friends
mean?
and sponsors, Brazzers.
Yeah, they're probably friends. Yeah.
If you guys could climb anywhere in the world today, where would you want to go?
Oh, good question, Chris.
I'd say probably Rocklands in South Africa or some of the different areas in Japan. They both look pretty amazing.
Are they known? Is it a big scene in both of those communities
Oh,
as
yeah.
well? Like their outdoor vibe? Because like they're really good at skiing out in northern Japan, and then in South Africa, you're just exposed to all the elements. So I didn't know if those are the vibe out there.
Oh yeah.
Where are the other big vibes in the world?
I mean, there's every country has like some
Romania?
Pretty awesome.
Something.
I think so.
Northern Korea.
Korea actually has some really good rock. Yeah, I don't know about North
I
Korea.
love how they call it. They got good rock. They got good rock. You know who else is good rock? The guy at Vine and Colfax.
Great rock.
What about? Sorry, Charles.
Honestly-
What about you? Where do you want to go?
I've always wanted to do some climbing over in Austria and Slovakia, because I've got like family over there. But
You
here's some.
could parlay that into
Into
some
beer.
like some beer.
I
vibes.
know. Well, maybe we do a collab over there.
I mean,
Probably the most rad spot though in Denver. It's like the hidden gem of Denver's bouldering is Wynkoop's basement.
whoa! Tell me about
Whoa.
it, JoJo.
Whoa! So our building is one of the oldest in Denver. I think it was built in 1897. And so the basement, and I can show you this after this if you want. The stone
If I had a nickel
wall.
for every time a guy tried to get me into his basement.
You should check out my dirty, weird basement.
Sweet.
The walls are like
There's a gimp down
just
there, like
actual stone. Like it's not shaped in any way. It's just stone and mortar. And so the stone has natural rock features on it, right? And Jay, that brewer I was talking about before, he and I would kind of goof around and throw some grain bags down and use them as our cushion and just kind of traverse the walls down there, put a couple holds up. Actually, on our first collab, during the mash rest, which is about an hour period of just letting the grain hang out in its hot water bath, we went
schwitz?
down there. A schwitz.
Oh,
Yeah, we all went down and had a sweet little climbing sesh on the natural stone.
kind of like playing like the floor's lava. That game.
Basically, yeah,
love that game.
exactly.
That's all climbing really is.
That's really it. You
don't
nailed
just
it.
big 8-year-olds.
It's the
That's awesome.
It's the hardest way to get on top of the boulder usually, but you choose to do it.
is your passion actually beer? Because I feel like you may
Yes.
be a rock climber.
I'm a rock climber.
Because you're like,
Oh, yeah.
we could climb this shit right
Oh,
here.
dude,
while this
I was
beer's
climbing.
brewing.
My mom always said she was the only lady in town that had little footprints up on the middle of the, between the doors and stuff. So I was climbing trees, palm trees, banyan trees.
Barefoot, just climbing,
Yeah.
shucking them.
Raw dog.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've always loved climbing. I didn't get into it till I, into the gyms or outdoor until I moved out here. And started
but
at
as
the
a
spot.
Floridian, you probably got into beer at a pretty young age too. So your mom probably
Yeah.
had those everywhere.
That's my
as a
mom's
Mississippian,
side.
I can say that.
Well, my mom's side's from Pittsburgh, so that's the connection.
Yins
they
likes to climb.
Yins like to drink.
What beer were you
But,
crushing down while at FSU?
natural
You know
ice.
what I was drinking was either the Sweetwater 420
Oh fuck
or
you!
honestly,
that's not a beer
Yingling.
that people could have in college.
Yeah, we crushed
didn't-
a shit ton. of
Yingling.
Okay,
When
I
I
hate
had a
both
Yingling,
y'all.
it was like,
Bullshit.
But mine was more
well,
natural light.
what is going on here? Why is this? We called it the nectar of the gods. So when we had a party, we would throw in the extra 60 to get Yingling. But I also
We
grew
didn't
up.
have that luxury because they stopped. They wouldn't ship it past east
Right.
of
bootleg it
the
over.
Georgia border. Yeah, so we'd get it both Sweetwater and Yingling from
Yeah.
Atlanta and drive it back to Starkville. Well, we're talking
Terrapin.
6-packs, not fucking kegs.
Terrapin was good.
Yeah.
If we could get a Beta, that was pretty cool. But
The
like I said, I
strawberry
moved
amber.
out of the South to get into beer because the scene wasn't awesome then, but now it is. There's some killer breweries just in Florida alone, like down the street from where I grew up. We got Civil Society. There's Green Bench up in the state, killing it. So yeah, it's cool
But
to
none
go
of them
back.
are using chalk in their beers, idiots.
I bet they are now.
Yeah, now that they heard about the Envolé IPA success, they've done very well. Well, we were joking around about colleges and beers, and we mentioned or alluded to earlier that you mentioned Wisconsin played football. What was the beer of choice there? Was it the Cal beer?
Spotted Cow.
Spotted
Yeah,
Cow?
everyone's got a
Spotted
soft spot in their
Cow.
heart for New Glarus Spotted Cow. But yeah, Miller Lite. Miller Lite Ice. I think that was like the ice beer age when I was in college. So anything with ice in it, that's what.
It
made
was
it
that
cool.
extra 4% that just
Right
made.
on.
It was
Yeah,
like Four Loko.
I mean, none of it
before
tasted good
Four
anyway,
Loko.
so at least it got you drunk.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
missed
y'all-
the seltzer game in college.
I mean,
There was Zima.
You're good.
It just wasn't. You
there
just,
was
you just
Zima.
like
I
we used to
forgot.
steal
You just
those
wouldn't
from
You've
our
have
had
Bob
vodka
with that
soda
That
the
is
whole
true.
time, and I would say that's the same thing.
I don't know. Zima would probably give you a worse hangover than a vodka soda.
Oh, for
There's so much
sure.
sugar in that thing.
They were tasty, though.
I mean, they were like
I got drunk off them before.
They were ahead of their time.
Yeah,
I mean,
they were.
Yeah.
sitting underneath the bridge, stealing 6-packs. God, we really got it.
Tomfoolery.
All right, guys. So that was a really good segment. I like that seamless plug about you having a rock climbing gym in your very old
It's a
brewery.
secret. It's a secret, though. Don't tell anybody.
No one's gonna hear this.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right. No one will hear this. Edit that out, Zane. All right. So now that we're back on path, we chopped that last conversation out of the conversation. Let's get into the little nitty gritty. You ready to do it, Chris?
Let's do it.
All right. So where do we call home in the Colorado area, guys?
I live up in the Highlands.
Okay.
Old Colorado City.
Okay. All right. So these next questions are going to be kind of about the favorite watering holes, favorite places you like to eat, date night. We just like to know. Y'all mentioned y'all have been here for a couple of years. Maybe y'all know something that we don't or our listeners don't know.
Doubt it.
Obviously, y'all know good beer. So come on down, Wynkoop. Come try out the Envolé Hazy IPA for the listeners. But we also want to know maybe what you also find as a good beer. You're probably a professional taster at this point. So we'll start with
I'd
that.
say that.
Where's
and-
your favorite brewery that's not yours?
And really quick, though, if you
okay.
buy one of these Envolés, is a portion going to
Oh,
the
yeah.
foundation or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
good
did we not
question.
talk about
a
that?
$1 for every pint is donated from Wynkoop Brewery, and then Friction Labs is matching that. And
Fuck
then,
yeah.
And then
Drink
we
for
have
good cause.
Yeah.
we have custom glassware where a buck of that is going to go towards this too.
Bada
Is it
bing.
gonna be like
Is it rock
chalk?
climbing
You
themed?
guys want one?
Yeah, I want one.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's custom. It's got our logos on it. It's got a sweet cliffhanger-esque lady climbing up a wall. It's
Little
rad.
silhouette. Y'all should have done
Yeah.
like the grapple where like she's hanging one arm off like an edge of the
Next.
rock.
Top of the glass.
Yeah.
Next round.
Just
Where were
thinking
you?
about-
Where were you
Dude,
when we were trying to?
I
design
thought
those?
you were the
Come
creative guy. We obviously know it wasn't
Come
them.
on.
Fucking killing
Friendly
unicorn-
friction over here.
Blokey lime and we're here now, guys. We're here now, so we won't have any more of these mistakes. But yeah, maybe get a rock climber on the edge of the glass.
No, you're
All right.
totally right.
Favorite watering hole?
Oh, Well, it was the Falling Rock, but now, I mean, if I'm in Denver, I love Ratio. If I'm in the Springs, one of my favorite breweries is Go Patch. Metric Brewing is up there.